friends, and welcome back to the Nova channel. If you are new here, I am a speaker and speaking coach for entrepreneurs and coaches like you to harness the power of your voice, to be able to speak with confident authority so that you can be recognized as a visible leader in your business and on stages. Today, we are talking about the 3 key ingredients for you to perfectly answer, what do you do? Now, of course, there is no perfect way to answer this question, but the best way to answer it, the closest to perfect that you can get, is to be able to answer in a way that is engaging while building rapport and showcasing your credibility and authority, especially as a business owner. And when this is the most commonly asked question when first meeting someone, we are surprisingly really poor at answering this question. Too many of us go straight to a one-worded answer, like, oh hi, I'm a business owner. Hi, I'm a stay-at-home mum. Hi, I'm an accountant. Hi, I travel full-time. This is too boring. It's a dead end with nowhere to go. And especially when most of us are doing one-worded answers in relation to our profession, when we are multidimensional human beings with so many other facets of who we are that we forget to share, and missing out on that opportunity to bond with others over the many other things that we could. And something else that happens is we often get caught off guard when someone asks this. So we end up rambling and stuttering, going around in circles, or just listing out our resume when someone could have just got onto LinkedIn and stalked us that way. So let's make sure that you don't make any of these mistakes and you make a great first impression by including these 3 key ingredients when responding to what do you do? The first ingredient for you to include is storytelling. Storytelling is what allows you to give a comprehensive image of who you are and why you do and how you got to what you do, which is what people are actually looking for when they ask you, what do you do? They don't just want to hear a one-worded answer about your profession. They want to get more of an understanding of you. Let me give you an example now of a short story that I share when I talk about my origins. Well, if I take you right back to the start, I was working as a physiotherapist, but there was one morning that changed the entire trajectory of my career. I'd gone out for a run, and when I stepped out onto the footpath to begin, I heard a crunch. I was like, what's that? What's going on? I looked down and I'd stepped on a snail. Now, this wasn't the first time that this has ever happened, but for some reason that morning, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like, I couldn't help but feel guilty that me going for a run on this day at this time had caused such an effect on something outside of me. In this case, I'd killed something. And it made me realize how much of a consequence every single action I take can have. And these consequences often go beyond what I would witness or understand. And then that made me recognize the magnitude of how much of a footprint I had and could have, especially in the main thing that I did every day, which was my work. So that was 5 years ago, and just after that, I started my initial business in life and mindset coaching. I didn't want to just work with people as athletes, I wanted to work with them as humans. So that's just one snippet of my whole origin story. But can you see how I take you into that moment of when I stepped on that snail, and you're like, hopefully on the edge of your seat, because you're like, oh, the suspense, what was that crunch? Like, what happened? And then from there, I share with you how that got me into starting my first ever business. And that gives you more insight into how I think and what drives me. And something else about storytelling is I've talked for more than 5 seconds. So I've given you multiple opportunities to feel connected with me. And that brings us to the second ingredient for what to include in your introduction: multiple touch points of connection. Imagine this. I approach you and I introduce myself. Hi, I'm John, I'm an accountant. Now, if you have nothing to say or add about being an accountant, then there is now a dead end. There's going to be an awkward silence that we are both going to scramble to try and fill. Versus if I were to introduce myself and I said, hi, I'm John. I turn coffee into spreadsheets and tax returns. Or, hi, I'm John, and I solve mysteries like where all of your money went last year. And at this point, you're probably looking a little bit confused. So then I'll say, yeah, I'm an accountant. Now in this moment, there's already a bit of humor. So any friction, any awkwardness, that's already been abolished. Not only that, but I've created multiple threads for you to be able to bounce off, multiple touch points of connection. Because I didn't just mention accountant, I also mentioned coffee and mysteries. So if you have nothing to say about accounting, then you might be able to bounce off talking about coffee or mysteries. And this is the secret ingredient to good conversation, is creating enough opportunities for that conversation to continue, making sure that you give multiple touch points in any response for that other person to feel bonded with you through. You want to increase your surface area for that rapport to build. Now, the final ingredients, the third ingredient for you to add into your introduction is charisma. You got to add Riz into your introduction, my friends, because Riz is exactly how you build rapport, how you make other people feel drawn to you. Like, think about it. I'm sure you've got someone in your life who is so naturally charismatic. And do you feel like you want to spend more time with them? Now, ask yourself, what makes that person so charismatic? What is it, the way that they speak or the way that they show up, that makes you want to spend more time with them? Well, charisma is actually made up of two main traits: warmth and competence. And research actually shows that the impression you give someone is made up of 82% of warmth and competence. So if you were to work on just these two traits, you'll already be 82% better at leaving an impression. Let's break this down a little bit more. What is warmth? What is competence? Well, warmth are the cues that you give someone to make them feel like they can trust you. Think of it like this. If you walk up to someone with a big, genuine smile and open arms with your palms up, like, what more warm and welcoming gesture can you give to someone? Now, competence, the second trait, is all about confidence, authority, and credibility. It's the cues that you give someone that makes them feel like they can rely on you. So if you were to talk to someone and you were to maintain eye contact, especially when you finish your sentences, that shows conviction that you believe in what you are saying. Also, making sure that your posture is relaxed. Your shoulders are down away from your ears. Because when you do that, you are showing that you are convicted in who you are and what you have to say. So those are the 3 key ingredients for you to perfectly answer, what do you do? Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please give this video a like. Please subscribe to the channel, because the more that this video gets out there, the more of us can use our voice to be able to speak up, to connect with others, to influence others. And when we do, then more of us will be able to lead powerful movements. We'll be able to leave this world a better place for all of us and for future generations.